Chris Lynch Local News with Boxman, Christchurch's flexible self-storage solution. Convenient door-to-door container delivery. Boxman, affordable storage at your place or ours.
For hundreds of parents, they'll wake up on Christmas Day at their child's hospital bedside, separated from their family and riddled with stress and fear. But there is one Christchurch charity trying to make things better. One mother to another supports parents with sick children in hospital so they won't face that Christmas holiday period alone and feeling isolated. The co-founder of this organisation is Joy Reid, who joins me now. Good evening to you, Joy. Nice to see you.
Thank you for having me.
Talk to me about this Christmas holiday season drive that the charity is trying to get more funds for.
That's right. We launched a campaign to try and raise funds to help us provide special care packages for parents who are in hospital, especially over that Christmas holiday season. Now, we as a charity already give out 5,000 care packages a year to parents who are in this situation and 13 different South Island hospital wards. But we just really wanted to think about what we could do this Christmas, just recognising that it is already so hard to be in hospital with a sick child, but to do that on Christmas Day, on Boxing Day, through that period where everyone else seems to be at the beach and with their family, but you are in a really hot hospital ward with perhaps a newborn premature baby, especially for those whose families live out of town, so you'd be isolated away from loved ones. You could be the parent whose child had a terrible accident, and so you're in hospital. Their child might have just had some major surgery. There are so many different reasons why a child will be in hospital around that silly season and would need a parent next to them, and we just really wanted to come alongside them at that time and say, hey, look, we see you, we recognise that this is a really difficult situation for you, and to provide just an extra layer of care for them just during that time. So we launched this Christmas campaign where we're trying to raise $15,000, which would give us a chance to give 300 Christmas care packages. So these are Christmas Day care packages, plus about another probably 300 or 400 if we can raise that much for care packages to give out over that, that month period that everyone else seems to be on holiday, where a lot of parents aren't going to be. They're going to be at their child's bedside.
What I love about your organisation, Joy, is the fact that a lot of your volunteers are actually recipients of the care packages that they've received, whether it's in the neonatal unit, whether it's in ICU themselves. So they really understand just what it means. And in some respects, you could say it's just a small gesture. But that small gesture makes a real big difference, doesn't it? And we've seen it with the volunteers that you now have.
Yeah, that's right. I think what's been one of the most beautiful things to come out of this charity, which we started 7 years ago, is that we've created an entire community of people, of volunteers who want to be part of One Mother to Another. And such a huge number of them have been previous recipients of our care packages. And, sometimes you can ask, it's a lot of effort to run a charity and to do these care packages. And you can ask yourself, it's just a gift bag. Like, what is the purpose of it? But our care packages, there's so much more than that, and they have like a handwritten note, they have handmade items, and the items that are in the care packages are so carefully chosen for that specific moment because we have sat in that chair in hospital. I've been in hospital with all three of my children, and I know what it's like to sit there and just feel so vulnerable and so alone and knowing, what would have made me feel better in that situation. And that's the same with so many of our volunteers. And then they come in and they join the team and they get to put their own love into it as they, get to pack these care packages, or they might write some of these handwritten notes. And they tell us that in that moment, one person said it was hands down the best care package they've ever received. They'd never felt so alone and vulnerable. And in that moment, they felt seen by a complete stranger. And for us, that is absolutely the heart of what we want to make sure that we come alongside someone when they're probably alone, or they've got very little support around them and they're sleep deprived, scared, and they're vulnerable. And we want to remind them that, hey, you're so strong, you can do this. Other people have sat in your chair. We're rooting for you. Just keep going. Your child needs you. You're in the absolute best place, and you're an amazing parent just by the fact that you are at your child's hospital bedside. And keep going. You can do it, knowing full well that often the the parent that receives our care package is a mother, knowing full well that they're often the centre of their family unit. And so if they can be looked after, their mental well-being looked after, then it can have ripple effects far greater than just that moment. So that's essentially what we do. And we're so lucky to have so many amazing volunteers who've sat in that chair as well, who can genuinely pay it forward.
And if people want to feel good about themselves or their lives, you only have to go to your Facebook page, Joy. It brings so much joy, even for me, when you're just seeing some of the lovely comments and just exactly what you do. Now, for people watching this who are thinking this is such a good idea, I want to be able to donate to your charity so we can increase the number of care packages over the silly season to parents with sick children in hospital. What's the best way they can go about doing that, Joy?
So at the moment, we're running our first ever major crowdfunding campaign. So this is on Give a Little. So just go to the Give a Little site and just type in one mother to another, and it'll come up with our page. Otherwise, you can, of course, go to our website, which is www.onemothertoanother.org.nz, and you can donate through the channels on there. But I would really encourage you to do it via the Give a Little page, because at the moment we've got some great giveaways happening for that, but also some really generous local businesses have said that they would match the funds. If people donate $20, then they'll match that $20. So it's a great way of making your money go so much further. And so, yeah, please, we're running till Friday. Please help us reach our goal of supporting families over the silly season.